We're about to hear two blue-collar entrepreneurs come in and pitch their businesses to us live for investment.
Welcome to Deal Flow Live.
$13.3 million. A
lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
And train closers.
And what?
He doesn't have the experience to do that.
If I want to get my money back at year 2130, we might be onto something here.
To see your vision, I would need a telescope. All right? I don't think you need us, I think you need Jesus.
If I was to describe my judging style when we're looking at these deals, honestly, I would say optimistic. I try to see the opportunity for whoever comes in front of us.
I have to be the opposite of optimistic. I don't know if pessimistic is the right word. Calculated might be the right one. One of the reasons why I think Brody and I work so well together is that he does have that blind optimism for companies, for businesses, for business owners, for their stories. And I like to remind him and us and our investors that it still has to make sense. It still has to make money. It still has to be the right play. And there has to be real clear focus on what the goal is going to be.
Hi, I'm David Thompson, and I am the CEO and founder of Sunshine Water Services. A deal with the partners would mean a lot to me because I could take that 20 years that I have built and learned and put all those systems into place and then turn it into creating something bigger. Hello, partners. My name is David Thompson. I'm the CEO and founder of Sunshine Water Services. We are a full-service pool maintenance and pressure washing company. I'm here today to ask for $13,350,000 for my business. I started this company back in 2004 when I was 25 years old, so it's 20 years that I've been in this business. I started it with a used pickup truck and a second-hand pressure washing machine, and today we have 15 trucks on the road with 30 employees and a great revenue engine that's recurring. I prepared a video for you in order for you to understand what we do on a day-to-day basis. So there's some services that our techs are providing, such as pool maintenance, as well as pressure washing.
David, wow, 20 years in business. First off, congrats on making it that long. Most entrepreneurs do not make it to that point, so I don't want to undercut that. $13.3 million. That's
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
But no, you said 13.2333. What was the number? It was something.
$13,350,000.
Oh, excuse me.
So that's a very specific number, it sounds like. Tell us a little bit about the sales of the company. What are you doing, like, last 12 months in sales?
Absolutely. So we're tracking at about 3.5 million. The last 5 years, we've been growing the business from 10%. One year we grew it 13%, but we've been growing it year after year the last 5 years, especially with the bump after COVID. The other thing is I was able to crack the code on Google Ads so that we would do more pressure washing in sort of the down seasons, and that's also a great chance to acquire new pool clients as well. And so I would say 70% is pool maintenance and the rest is the pressure washing.
So 70% recurring?
Correct.
What do those contracts look like? Is it a lot of people's homes? Is it commercial too?
This is primarily a residential business, and we don't lock anybody in on a contract. Really, the only churn we get is because they move, because we service them so well.
David, you said you cracked the code on Google Ads. That's a bold statement. Talk to me about that.
Well, I did some studying about Google Ads. I tried a lot of different things. I tried print ads, but it wasn't until a friend of mine said that they were using it for their landscaping business, and I was like, oh, I can maybe try that. So we tested a bunch of things, A/B tested some things, and certainly we're always working to do better with that, but it was enough to, like I say, flood the calendar with new pressure washing jobs.
Got it.
What does it cost you to acquire a customer on Google?
On the pool clients, it's about $70. We do have two sales reps, and we incentivize them, and so they can make upwards of $70,000 to $85,000 OTE.
Tell me a little bit about what you're netting on this. You said you did about $3.5 million in top line sales last 12 months.
Yeah.
What do you actually take home?
Right now, and I've got a report that I've given you, is about 2.05.
Oh, wow.
EBITDA.
Whoa, so very, very profitable.
Very profitable business,
okay.
yes.
That's, if I'm doing my math right, you're over 50% profit.
Yes.
How are you doing that?
We are very lean. We just have one operations manager, one customer service person inside, and the rest are all revenue generators, right? They're either generating sales or they're actually doing the work, right? We have a lot of systems in place to keep the cost of doing business low.
Everyone we talk to says they have systems that solves everything.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to double click a little bit on that for me. When you say systems, what do you mean?
Our technicians don't leave in the morning until the operations manager goes through a thorough checklist. The worst thing you could do is be out there and not have a wand to do pressure washing with, and then you got to come back to the shop. So we've set up systems in the office for every single job description. There is a checklist and a system.
That's like an actual checklist, or is that something that just kind of lives in the op manager's head?
It is a printed checklist that has to be signed off by the operations manager before they leave in the morning.
Sounds like you put some thought into this for sure.
Yes, absolutely. 20 years, so.
So 20 years in business. Again, congratulations.
Thank you
Not
so
an
much.
easy feat.
Appreciate it.
Why are you looking to exit now? What's the plan for selling?
Well, the plan for selling is I have a bigger vision for this, for the greater Orlando and Central Florida area. So this is a very fragmented industry, right? So you got a lot of mom and pops and going around. And so I think there's some key ones out there that we could acquire, and then we lop on my systems to that, and then we grow that. And in a couple years, 3 to 5 years, we have a second liquidity event that I would be a part of.
You want the second bite out of the apple.
Yes, sir. I
So
do.
you're kind of betting on that, maybe that second sale being a bigger sale.
Yes, and I think we could ramp up the EBITDA as well.
So David, let's bring this back down to earth a little bit. I love the plan. I love you as an operator.
Thank you.
I think your valuation's crazy though. I think 13.3 million for a business like this, 6.5x multiple. I understand you that there's some comparables out there. I just think it's too high. I think we can do 8.5 total valuation. I'd like to keep you in about 10%. I want 90% of the upside on this plan.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Respectfully, David, I mean, the guy's built a great business, but I don't think that we can have him as like the lead CEO growing this company as we go after these other companies. We're going to try to roll underneath this. It just doesn't make sense. He doesn't have the experience to do that.
He's been running this for 20 years. He's got a team of 30 people, 15 trucks out there. I mean, I would imagine your people kind of trust you. Have you acquired a business like this before?
I have not, but I have been doing a lot of research on how to.
And I respect the research and the time it takes to do that. And again, clearly you've built a great team, but we're talking about buying other companies. We're going to come to the investors, ask for more money as time goes on to put underneath this company. I just don't think he has the experience. I don't think he's got the season to do it. I'd love to have you on maybe as a consultant. You know, we can explore how your network, it works here in Central Florida. But
You think he's going to have any incentive to keep growing it though if he's just a consultant, if he doesn't have any equity?
I mean, you're giving the guy $9 million almost. I think that's enough incentive.
When Grant proposed that I couldn't handle the expansion, I was worried that maybe we didn't have a deal. I understood where he was coming from, and of course I didn't have a full track record to prove that, but I believe I overcame that objection quite well.
He's found something special here with this pool company. What kind of pool companies do you know that have gotten to this point? Usually it's hard to keep these people around. You got to have kind of a way with these guys, I would imagine.
So you want to keep him on as the CEO, the one that kind of helps move this to the next stage.
I would like to.
I guess the systems and stuff that you mentioned earlier.
You know what I could give you a little bit of a concession there. David, how would you feel about not being in the driver's seat for this plan? What if we brought in another CEO?
Well, if I'm rolling up 20% equity, I'd still like to stay as a CEO, but maybe we could get a president of some sort that has had that experience.
Other thing I wanted to ask you about, like, how do we even know that there's going to be other businesses that could be acquired? I mean, have you done some research into that? Do you have particular competitors you'd like to acquire in mind?
Yes, I do. I mean, I see my competitors out there all the time, and there's some really good ones that I would like to confront with this idea of rolling them into this.
This is going to take a lot of money. It's not just going to be this, what is it, 6-7 million of cash down in the first place. It's going to be millions and millions more to acquire these businesses. This is a big play.
Correct.
I just want to make sure that we have things straight if we're going to take this to go get outside investment. Where do you feel like this could go wrong?
If you bring me into it, I don't believe it can go wrong.
That's a great answer.
I have really.
I appreciate that. Okay, so listen, I think we're firm at the 8.5 million. Could you do it for that much?
How about 10 and 15% roll up for me?
So $10 million total valuation. You're asking for 15% rolled equity still.
Correct.
And he's going to be running the
And you want to
CEO,
run the show?
And I'll run the show. Absolutely.
Listen, it's a lot of money, but what do you think?
I don't know. I think the guy's reaching, man. It's too much. I mean,
Listen, we didn't talk about the AI ads platform yet. We're going to put the AI ads platform on his Google ads. We get that cost of customer acquisition down like 50%, and we just crank it.
I don't even think it's an acquisition play.
If we put the AI in it, I could see it working, actually. That's fine. But we gotta, it's a lot of trust in this guy, so we gotta make sure we're on top of it. But yeah,
It's a big deal.
that'll make sense.
Are you?
Yeah, let's do it.
David, you got a deal.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to working with you, David.
Likewise. Thank you.
I can't wait.
Thank you.
Let's cleanse the pulse.
Sounds good.
I felt great about getting the deal.
My partners, Grant and Brody, were wonderful. We had some great banter and good interactions and some healthy conflict along the way, but it was a great experience. I thought the negotiation went well. I was obviously anticipating more, but I did know that we were going to negotiate, so I had a number in mind. I had a feeling they had a number in mind. It was great that we were able to meet somewhat in the middle. Having two younger guys tell me about my business or what they think about my business was very interesting, but I have respect for both of them because they're both entrepreneurs and they have a great business mind. I never imagined that I would be at this point in my life and career to be able to build such a great business and then sell it and then roll it up into something bigger that I still can be a part of.
I think one of our plans with David, very obvious, he has this great Google Ads strategy that he seems to have pieced together through experience, trial and error. We've done a lot with machine learning and AI with some of the businesses that we're involved in, where we can actually bring that platform to what David's doing. He's probably spent a lot of money on these Google Ads and has a lot of customer data that we can plug into this system and dramatically reduce how much it costs him to acquire a customer.
Well, Brody, that was the only thing that convinced me to take this across the line. I mean,
When I pulled up the notebook, that was the sweet nothing that I whispered into his ear.
yeah,
I just said,
well,
I think we got
and
this.
the AI software, really, to your point, is what would take this from, sort of being a $3 to $4 million a year business to the 10, 15, $20 million he's trying to get to. So.
Hi, my name's Chad Whitaker with Whitaker's Elite Surfaces. I was just a serial entrepreneur, grew a small business with a partner of mine in the same field, and then decided to go out, branch out on my own. Then I took my proprietary method of door hangers and door knocking that I really brought into this business, mastering the art of growing and scaling throughout the Florida area. Partners, thank you for having me today. My name is Chad Whitaker, the CEO and operator of Whitaker's Elite Surfaces. We're redefining across Central Florida what epoxy means for garages, showrooms, and luxury mansions. Now, what I've been able to do in designing my company is bring you guys a once-in-a-lifetime deal. Just last spring, we had a month where we did $60,000 in revenue with a 40% margin. Now that's real money. All through door hangers and putting our 1099 contractors out into the field to bring business back to the company. The cost of acquiring these customers is extremely low. And I believe with your help, we can go into 6 new Florida markets, all at the same time, exploding our business to a level it's never been at before. So partners, how can we make a deal today?
All right.
So Chad, what is it you're asking for this company?
Yeah, so what I'm asking for is $150,000 for 10% of my company.
Whoa. So you're valuing this company at $1.5 million.
Absolutely, and I believe that valuation is a little conservative with what we could do.
I think you're
Conservative.
crazy. What do you mean conservative,
No,
man?
it's not conservative.
Okay, 1.5 million, all right. And so 60,
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, 60K was this last month, you said, right?
So 60,000 was our biggest month in the last 12, and
That's
it was
your
in
biggest
spring.
month?
Yes, that was our biggest. Our average sits somewhere closer to about 30 with a 30% profit margin.
So you're at probably $300,000 top line sales of the company, and you're valuing it at $1.5 million. Where's that coming from?
Well, that's only the one market we're in right now, too. We're in the Central Florida market, but the real goal and why I believe I need the partners' help is so that I can expand into the other greater markets of Florida. I'm just in one central area, but the market of Florida and then inevitably national, with your help and investment, I can take this door hanger strategy that I've been able to make work. It worked even better for us in the last business I was in fact. Moving into this business, we've had ridiculous success transitioning it into a new business and new market.
Chad,
Yes.
I don't know. Ridiculous success is kind of a stretch, wouldn't you say? I mean, come on, man. I mean, your numbers aren't terrible, but you're looking to expand into all these other markets. You haven't even made use of what you've got here. Why should I give you money to look at other places when you haven't squeezed what you can do here in Central Florida?
Because we have a proven method that allows us to expand rapidly. There's definitely more we can hit in Central Florida, and I'm big on doing that with you guys. But I also believe there are a ton of markets that are missed here, and contractors who are willing to go out with this door hanger method that I've developed, and they will be able to deliver business for us much quicker, getting you guys return on investment in a much shorter period of time.
I want to take a step back here for a second because you told us this was based on a previous business. What happened there? Why was there a gap there? Like what happened?
So I worked with a previous business with a partner for a good little bit of time. Didn't wind up working out. We went our own separate ways, which is when I founded Whitaker's Elite. We took some of the methods that we had done there, this door hanger method that had worked so well, which I had really pioneered and developed. We brought that over to Whitaker's, and now we've been able to repeat that with new teams in our market and do months that we can never see in the old business.
Chad, are you trying to say that you invented the door hanger method?
I'm saying within the epoxy space for these large clients, door hangers aren't where people are going. They're going online, right? They're going digital. There's other ways that they're going about it, and they're spending much more per dollar to get these clients. My door hanger method in this industry is allowing me to do it with 1099 contractors, making the cost to do it extremely low. That's the piece that I've kind of pioneered.
Gotcha.
I'm looking at the numbers here, Chad, and I mean, if I want to get my money back in the year 2130, then we might be onto something here. I just don't see how we would ever get our money back here.
Without going into the other markets, I completely get where you're coming from. But the goal here is to build these teams simultaneously. I'm kind of the person doing everything within the business. I'm the sales guy. People buy because they get to talk to me, and I know how to close business. Building these other markets would give us the revenue that we could use to be able to build other me's into these markets.
But have you
closers.
trained other people how to do that? That's what I'm wanting to know because
We've
I'm
attempted to move
struggling see-
1099 contractors to that position, but moving 1099 contractors into that position hasn't really worked out for us. My hope is to
big
use,
surprise.
which is why I need you guys. Our goal is to spend this money, one, to deploy these markets and do more door hanging, but also to be able to train up new versions of me that actually have the skill set to
I'm going to
perform.
stop you. I don't think you need us. I think you need Jesus. Someone's going to have to help you with this, and it can't be us. I mean, the way that you're talking about the business, you say that you're going to be the sales engine. You're all over the place. I'm
And
lost
Chad-
just trying to understand the business.
And Chad, what happens if you get hit by a truck one day? You're one accident away from this not even being a business.
One bus problem.
That's why I need partners in this. I'm hoping I can bring you guys in as partners to help me do some of that and build up that kind of executive level that I'm doing.
Yeah, but
100%
you're
by
giving
myself.
us, you're only wanting to give us 10%. What's going to make me get out of bed in the morning to come to this business to hang door hangers on people's, for what? For 10% of a company that's doing maybe $300,000 in a year, so what are we talking about there for us?
I don't know if you see the suit that he's wearing either, but I don't see him getting on his hands and knees and epoxying a floor.
Absolutely. Well, frankly, I think you need to see the vision, right? What we're trying to do here is expand into 6 different Florida markets. There are massive showrooms, mansions, and garages to hit in this market. And then past that, we can go national. Even at that 10%, the margin for you guys to make money is there. Our cost per acquisition is very, very low. And that's where I see us able
It's
to make
because
the
you're not
margins.
doing any business. Look, to see your vision, I would need a telescope. All right, it's going to be insane to try to understand how to take this business from where you are right now to where you're trying to get to. You seem like a nice guy, but taking the business that's not working at its highest potential in one market and then trying to spread it out to 6 simultaneously, you're giving the business a death sentence, and I don't want to be the one to call it. That's
I'm not
gonna
seeing a
work for me.
proven track record here either. I don't know what happens, who you need to hire once you expand these markets because you haven't done it in one. The cost of customer acquisition you kept talking about, it went from extremely low to very low. What is the actual cost of customer acquisition?
Again, it's mostly negligible. It's almost nothing because, again, we're making profit anytime we acquire a customer. When we get a customer, we're paying out a very small percentage of that deal to whoever was the door hanger who went and acquired that customer, and winds up being negligible, 2, 3, 4% at most.
Have you guys even tried like Google Ads or traditional print media? Like, are you doing any other marketing besides the door hangers?
Our real piece, the bread and butter of what we do is door hangers. So that's what I've kind of built this business on.
Okay, so let me just get this right. Let me sum all this up here. So you want us to give you $150,000 for 10% of this company, and with the $150K, you're gonna try to deploy door hangers in 6 different markets simultaneously, pretty much overnight. That's the game plan?
And train closers. That's
And
my
what?
plan. And train closers to
train
replicate what
closers.
I already do. Because really what I'm doing right now is the core of the business, and I need to make more of me.
I don't know, Brody.
I don't think I could touch this deal with a 10-foot pole, to be honest with you, Chad. I'm just not seeing how the maths. You don't seem to know your numbers well enough. You got us all hyped up on this idea of 60,000 in 1 month, which is great, but then we press a little bit and it turns out it's about half that usually. I just am not seeing how this deal pans out.
My company is worth $1.5 million. I don't know what Brody and Grant were talking about in there, but I explained to them all the different markets this could grow into. We've already built something worth so much, and they just didn't see the vision, frankly.
The one thing that I would add to this is I'm not sure what happened to your previous business or why you guys haven't pursued it, but I imagine it has something to do with your obsession over this marketing strategy. I mean, you know, kudos to you for pioneering something new and trying it in your industry, but I think the true trend in this space is people using platforms like Google, like Meta, to really promote their business, and it doesn't seem like that's something you want to explore right now, so I think for that reason I'd have to pass.
Yeah, when I look at this deal, to be honest, it's just too early for me, Chad. I think you get a few years down the road with this, maybe you've figured out how to replicate this a little bit. Maybe you even hit $1 million a year in one market. Then I'd start to think about adding one market. I think you're too scattered. I don't think you're focused enough. I don't see you being a partner that could lock in and actually continue this vision. And for all those reasons, I'm gonna pass as well.
Well, thank you guys. Frankly, I don't think you guys see the vision, and I'm very excited to be back here on y'all's side of the table acting as a partner in the future. So,
Yeah, oh,
thank
we're
you for your
looking forward
time.
to it, Chad. Thank you so much.
Y'all have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Out of his mind.
I felt that Brody and Grant meant well, but I really felt like, frankly, that they didn't see the vision of what I was trying to do. I expect to be in bigger and better rooms in the future, and hopefully when I meet them again, it's on the other side of the table as a partner like them. The biggest lesson I learned from my time in the show is to make sure you're talking to the right people about your vision and partnerships. If you're in the room with the wrong people, then you're never going to make anything happen.
I thought the episode today was really great. We had a couple really interesting people come on.
I was not the biggest fan of Mr. Chad, but besides him, I mean, everything else was all right.
Yeah, I felt like we were sitting here on Earth. Chad was somewhere on Saturn or something.
And I never want to be the guy to discredit someone's vision, but his was definitely out of this world.
I think he should have probably waited a couple more years and figured some things out first. My first impression of David with Sunshine Water Services was he seemed cool, calm, and collected. You have this kind of aura when you've been running a business for a long time, and I think we felt that from David pretty immediately.
Yeah, for sure. And I really felt like in his business in particular, he had a great understanding of where he wanted to go and how he was going to get there.
I think the most surprising thing to me in those two pitches was
Chad.
what can we say about him?
I mean, yeah, that surprised me. I was not prepared for that. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, listen, the guy was nice enough. I don't have a problem with him as a person, but the door hanger thing, and you know, he's the pioneer of door hangers and this proprietary door hanging technology. Come on, man. What is all that?
When we've seen these types of deals before where they're all based on hype, it's usually, there's not a lot of substance to it. So it's almost the hype is almost a filler for the lack of substance to the deal.
I think also when you've got a young guy like Chad in this industry, they want to shake it up. You know, they want to feel like they're bringing something different. They want to feel like they're doing something unique and they're revolutionizing the industry. Not every industry needs to be revolutionized. Just do well, do a good job, and your customers will thank you for it.
One risk we didn't talk about a lot with David is he's got a lot of reliance on that Google Ads strategy, it sounded like. Definitely some risk there that we'll have to overcome. The biggest thing I would say to an entrepreneur that wanted to come on a platform like this and get investment of some kind to grow their company is focus on establishing an undeniable stack of evidence that you could carry out whatever you're proposing. Us making that investment in David today was us believing that he had the evidence to show he would be able to carry out what he said he was going to carry out.
That guy's going places, no question.
That's right.
Thank you guys for watching Deal Flow Live. This was a wonderful experience for us to meet two great businesses, not two real business owners. Thankfully, we're not gonna have to work with Chad.
Yeah, so these two business owners were actually actors. This was us testing out this concept, but this is a real show that we'll be producing over the next couple months. So if you've been watching this and you wanna get involved as either a sponsor of the show, a contestant of the show, or someone who wants to invest alongside us in these deals, go to the link in the description and just fill out a quick application and we'll get in contact with you. We'll see you on the next one.